Come in.
Hi, Ms. Cobbler. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. My name is Scotto from LinkedIn. My grab a seat?
No, go ahead, please
Okay.
do.
Well, thank you so much. I'm glad that Kelly gave us the opportunity to meet today. I know she's a great mutual friend of both of ours.
I know. I'm really glad that worked out for us. She's actually been bragging about your LinkedIn Navigator app, so I figured, let me see what all the fuss is about, and maybe it'll do the same wonders that it did for her.
Well, I'm glad that she's selling while I'm not even here.
Hey, she's making money for you.
That's great. I'm off to a good start.
You are.
When I was in your lobby earlier, I noticed that there was a few pictures it looked like of you and some coworkers on some tropical island. Where did that take place?
That's actually our yearly Hawaii trip that we take here at the company. This past summer, we took some of our leading sales reps, and when I say leading, I mean we do not pick and choose our sales reps. We take everybody. We also went ahead and took some executive reps, some of our managers, and our CEO always joins us for our yearly trip. It's an absolute blast.
That sounds awesome. What was the most fun thing you did, you would say?
Well, let's see. There's so many things to do in Hawaii, but I would say attend business meetings. Isn't that always the fun part?
Of course. No doubt.
No, seriously. I think the funnest thing we did, in my opinion, was definitely our adventurous day, where we went snorkeling and scuba diving in the morning, and I
Nice.
nearly drowned.
How?
I saw a shark,
Oh my
and I
God.
really thought that
You just
I
freaked
would
out and
never
started breathing
see
in the
one.
water, I'm guessing?
Yeah, I did. I just panicked,
Natural.
and next thing I
Natural.
know, I'm like, get me out of here.
Did you all do like volcano, like helicopter rides or anything like that?
You know what?
All that crazy stuff?
We did, but let me tell you, we also took an amazing hike up a mountain. It was just beautiful. Once you reach the top, there's a 300-foot waterfall that you can see
Oh
from
my
that
God.
mountain.
It's amazing.
It was amazing. Now, at the end of our trip, what we decided to do as a company is we went ahead and got every single employee a helicopter ride, not just any helicopter ride. We actually flew over a volcano. It was
God.
beautiful.
I'm jealous. That's amazing. I would say the most beautiful place I've ever gone to is probably Galveston. I don't travel very much, so I saw the beautiful brown, murky Loch Ness monster waters of Galveston, Texas, which was awesome.
Well, hopefully one day you get to go to Hawaii.
I
mean,
hope so.
It's really an experience.
That'd be awesome. Well, I'm going to go ahead and jump into today's meeting. I'm going to give you my business card just in case you have any questions following today's meeting, okay?
Okay, and Scott, I'm going to
Great.
go ahead and give you my card as well. If you
Thank
have
you.
any questions, my email and number are on there.
Sure. Okay, that sounds awesome. And will there be anyone else joining us for today's meeting, by the way?
No, it'll just be me today.
Okay. And from my understanding, you have 13 to 15 minutes to meet. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I
Okay.
do have a meeting across town, and you know how traffic gets around here.
Right. Okay, that sounds awesome. And just who would be involved in the decision-making process, just so I know a little bit better of how your business cooperates, functions.
Well, of course, everything starts with me.
Okay.
And here at our company at KCOM, we do like to make our employees feel like they're part of our business.
Sure.
So we also go ahead and include our sales managers,
Okay.
just so they're not shocked when we implement or change anything
Yeah.
within the company.
Absolutely.
But the final say-so does go through our CEO, and his
Okay.
name is Peter Richmond.
Peter Richmond.
Yeah, you want to remember that name.
I will write that down. That's important. Okay, that's awesome. Thanks for that little perspective on your business. So I want to provide you with an outline for today's meeting, by the way. We're going to start off with, I'm going to ask you some questions, getting to know your business a little bit better and some problems you may be having and things we can adjust and address. And then after that, I'm going to give you a short sales presentation on LinkedIn Navigator. How does that sound to you?
That sounds great.
Okay. And then once again, if you have any questions or concerns at any part of today's meeting, feel free to shoot them at me, okay?
Sounds good.
All right. Well, I'm going to start off by asking, what is your current system for prospecting your sales leads?
Well, right now we're making a lot of cold calls.
Okay.
We also do a lot of prospecting through internet research. And when I say internet research, that means phishing, right?
Right. Yeah.
So it's not too effective, but it is one of our sources.
Yeah.
We also have a company database, which leads are generated from that as well. But
Sure.
a lot of those are really just dead ends. We've called them before, and we're just calling them again.
Right.
Now, when I say cold call, don't laugh.
Okay.
But we actually still pull out the big old usual phone book.
Nice.
And yeah, it's, that's not what my sales rep think.
It's I bet.
Yeah. So the way we do that, we actually assign page numbers to each rep.
Okay.
And this way we don't have them overlap on calls.
Right.
So they each get page numbers, and I'm assuming they're making 50 to 60 calls a day.
Okay.
However,
I was going to ask about that.
it doesn't really have a great outcome for us.
Yeah.
But the old school cold calling is what we do.
Sure. And if you were to rank your current system, the phishing method and the phone book method and all that good stuff, from on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being either that you're completely satisfied or saying it's very efficient, where do you currently stand?
You know, honestly, I would rank us at around a 4.
Okay.
I mean, we're doing pretty well as a company overall, but there are definitely some areas as a whole that I know that we can work on, you know, just to run things a little bit smoother and obviously to get a lot more sales leads.
Absolutely. And if you're putting that at a 4, I mean, there's definitely room to improve, so I think we can help you there. The next question I have, though, is how many employees do you currently have at this branch and how many sales managers?
Okay, so we currently have 32 outside sales reps.
Okay.
And we have 3 managers.
And over the past year, have you seen a decline in the amount of people you're hiring when it comes to your sales reps, or has it been about the same?
Well, you know, I'm going to say there's been a small decline.
Okay.
In the past year, I've only hired 4 new sales reps. But the reason for that is I'm not going to hire 10 people if the outcome and the results of the sales reps aren't there.
I understand.
Not that I'm blaming them, but, you know, it can be pretty down and dirty when it comes up to cold calling.
I hear you. It's not for everyone, that's for sure.
No, it's not.
Okay. Well, back to what you said earlier. You said that your business actually did pretty well in 2015. How happy were you with your sales this past year?
You know, our sales company actually made $250 million.
Wow.
But for this specific branch, our sales were $45 million.
Okay.
It's still an 18% increase from last year. But like I said, overall, we're happy. We're really happy with our numbers, but we know that we haven't actually maxed out our sales potential yet,
Yes.
which is what we're looking for.
I mean, who wouldn't want to max out their sales potential? That's what I'm here for to help you with, and that's what every sales manager like yourself is here to do.
Right.
It's one for everybody. And those are great numbers, by the way, so congrats on that.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah. And earlier you also mentioned that there were some areas you could definitely improve on. I want to know, what are the biggest problems you're having with your sales process right now?
Well, you know, one of our biggest downsides to our current system is our lack of efficiency and wasted time on the job. You can only imagine how much time I think is wasted with the cold calling from the phone book.
Right.
You know, oftentimes I feel like we spend a lot of hours, a lot of valuable office time hours, trying to find potential prospects through
Right.
our current method.
Mm-hmm.
Other times we're just reaching out to companies that aren't the best fit for us.
Sure.
So, I mean, you know, if you look at it that way, I really, really think that there's other ways we could be more efficient and we could make better use of our time.
Yeah, I completely understand and hear you there. So, how many days are you in the office each week cold calling and prospecting?
I'm going to say 2 to 3 days a week is pretty much the average on our cold calling and prospecting.
Okay. And out of those 2 days, are your sales reps having a hard time finding a decent number of leads to call, or how is that going?
Yeah, they really are. You know, that's actually one of our other problems. Our sales reps are setting up appointments only with about 2 to 3 clients each week, but I would really like to increase that number to hit our new sales goals.
Okay.
You know, every year we have new goals, and I don't want to just plateau and have, you know, the same amount of profit that we did last year. I mean, every company's goal is to make more money.
Of course. And you mentioned that your sales reps right now are currently on average hitting about calling 50 to 60 people per day, and you said they're only landing 2 to 3. Only 2 to 3 of those are actually becoming legitimate leads that they're coming in contact with. How long is it taking your sales reps to sit down with these new leads and actually have a meeting with them?
Wow, this is going to sound pretty outrageous, but you know, they may actually pick up this potential prospect on a Monday.
Sure.
And it actually takes us about 2 weeks to actually sit down,
Wow.
meet, and close the deal. So
Okay.
I'm really looking for a tool that can allow my sales rep to, let's just say, maybe spend 2 to 3 hours in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
you know, making phone calls, trying to reach potential customers.
Absolutely.
And the goal is to have them sit down with this potential customer that same afternoon.
Right.
I think this would just be way more effective for us.
So you're looking for a more efficient system, a quicker system, a system that eliminates loss of time.
Absolutely.
And that actually kind of led me to my next question I had for you. When it comes to sales process, what are 2 to 3 areas of your business you would say need most improvement or are most negatively impacting your business right now?
Well, the 3 main areas, like I mentioned earlier, are really the loss of time. Cold
Okay.
calling is a lot of wasted time.
Okay.
The lack of efficiency, and a decreasing number of leads.
Okay. And that gives me a better perspective on your business. How do you think this decreasing number of leads is going to affect your sales for 2016 going forward?
Well, I don't see our sales decreasing, if that's what you're asking, but I do see a lot of lost potential sales, however, and that's my main concern. I would like these, sales, sell loss that we have to actually turn into customers and prospective buyers.
Right.
It's just so hard to do that when you're actually reaching, to clients that really have no need for what we do.
Absolutely. You're trying to find the clients that actually have a need for your
That have a business per se.
That have a business per se,
Right.
exactly. And you mentioned the loss of sales. How much lost potential sales do you see for 2016 next year?
We actually have a department that handles that, and
Sure.
Our upper management puts it at about $1 to $2 million of a loss this year if we continue using the same process that we're currently using.
Okay. And how many leads would you lose per month due to your current system if you keep this current system as well?
Wow, I thought 1 to 2 million sounded bad, but now that we're going to get into current leads, it's going to sound a little worse. We're actually losing anywhere from about 400 to 500 leads per month.
Jeez.
I mean, that's where the $1 to $2 million loss comes in.
I hear that a lot from people we talk with, actually. So, I mean, there's definitely room to improve, and I believe that we could find a little niche and help you out there. So, I mean, especially since you guys are really wanting to be more successful with your numbers of promising leads in the future and maximize your sales,
Right.
And are your sales reps generally hitting their quotas for each month, or are they struggling to hit these quotas?
Our experienced sales reps are doing just fine. They have plenty of experience, so they're okay. However, our new ones are actually seeing a slight dip, which actually concerns me.
Okay. And of this slight dip, I guess we'd say, are your newer sales reps the ones that are really struggling with it? The dip in...
They are, simply because they're not as experienced. A lot of our sales reps that have been here for years, they do get referrals.
Okay.
So that's why they're kind of
them
able
out.
to maintain.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But the new sales reps, some of them are kind of drowning out there. We try to help them
Yeah.
as much as we can.
And what are your veteran reps or your average reps that have been here for maybe a year to 5 years saying, like, what's their biggest problem with your current system right now?
Well, I would say that our current problem is basically our reps are just asking for tools in order to be able to pick up new clients and new prospects. So
Right.
I'm definitely interested, in what
Okay.
LinkedIn could offer and
Yeah.
do for us. I'm also looking for a tool that could increase our sales by at least 20 to 25%.
Okay. And do you think that having a new tool like Navigator would make your sales agents more happy while working here and then therefore translate into more sales?
Well, I hope they're happy working here.
Of course, of course.
But I can absolutely see that, and that is the goal.
And if I could tell you that Navigator could drastically transform the productivity and profitability and increase efficiency of your business, would you be interested in hearing something about that?
Of course I would.
Okay. Well, from what I've heard so far, it sounds like the three main areas that I want to really focus on in this little pitch I'm about to give you is cold calling, your internet research, and database phone book are really making a lack of efficiency. That's one. It's also creating loss of time. And number three, you're having a decrease in leads. Is that correct?
Correct, that's right.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and give you a short presentation on what I believe LinkedIn could really fit that niche and help you out. Sound good?
Yeah, that sounds
Okay.
great. Go
And if
ahead.
you have any questions or concerns whatsoever when I'm giving this presentation, feel free to shoot them at me, okay?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, basically, right here at LinkedIn, Sales Navigator is a very, very efficient system that helps eliminate wasted time on the job. So basically, you can prospect 4 different ways. You can prospect by company, you can prospect by job title, you can prospect by location, like Dallas area, greater Dallas area, or postal code. So what this does is it makes it very specific. So you find exactly what you need when you need it. And then, so for instance, you can put director of marketing, director of sales, sales manager for the prospect of the title. And then you can prospect by company. If you want to find a guy from Dell or HP, you literally put it in. Very simple process, very straightforward, very user-friendly. I mean, it's a win-win for everybody involved. So, I mean, does this sound appealing to you whatsoever?
Absolutely. It sounds like a pot of gold, if you ask me.
Good. And I know that Mr. Richmond would need to be in on the decision-making process. So how does sometime next week, say, I don't know, February 8th sound to you? We can meet back up maybe?
That sounds perfect.
Okay. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you, Ms. Caballero, and I'll see you next week, okay?
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you very much.